Alright, so first thing you're gonna want to do is, make sure you got Bonelab installed. So, install Bonelab if you don't have it already, since this is a Bonelab tutorial. Yep. Alright, now that you have Bonelab installed, or if you already did, uh, you don't need to open it. Instead, you're going to want to grab a cord. All it has to be is it can do data transfer, which you will know when, if you plug in your cord to your headset, you'll get a little pop-up, USB detected. Click on that, and on your computer you'll get a notification of whatever your VR headset is. Now that you're connected, you can switch to your computer. Just, stay plugged in. Alright, and now that you're on your computer, you're going to want to have SideQuest open. That's the best way to connect to your computer, or your Quest, sorry. You're going to see connected for a bit, and then, for me, I have a Quest 3S, but it'll show whatever headset you're using. So first, you're going to want to go to the Lemon Loader download, which I will either have in the comments if you're on TikTok, or the description if you're on YouTube. So get the latest version of Lemon Loader. APK, if you want to do it only on Quest. I've never used this, so that's not going to be in this tutorial. So for Windows, download the Windows zip, which will be in your downloads. I've done this before, which is why it has the 1, so even though there's the 1, it might not be there for you. That's only because there's an identical zip in my downloads folder. Now, if you want to be prepared, go ahead and download Bonelab and Thunderstorm Mod Assistant and Fusion, since that's what this tutorial is for. Now that you've got these files downloaded, you can go ahead and minimize your browser, because who knows, we may need it later. Now, in your folder, in your downloads, you're going to want to go to Lemon Loader, extract all. This is optional. All it does is, once these finish extracting, it will open up the folder in a separate window. So now that you have it extracted, you're going to want to, either you can scroll, but that takes forever. So just search .exe. You'll find Melon Loader Installer.app. Go ahead and open that. Now that you've got it you'll see, for me, Quest 3S, but it will be Quest whatever you're using. Now, if it doesn't show up, make sure in your headset you enabled USB debugging. You have to be in developer mode, which means in a developer account, but that's free to set up. Anyways, also, you might have a prompt that will say, I don't fully remember, it'll be something, allow, deny, all, and then if you click more, there'll be always allow with this computer. Basically, it'll make it to where you can always get access to the files on the headset. So anyways, you're going to want to go ahead and click use this device. It'll load all the apps you have installed. Go ahead and click Bonelab, then patch. Alright, if you see this unable to restore, Lemon Loader is unable to restore app data, do you want to open the folder containing the backup now? It will be deleted after patching is complete. That means it worked. Click yes, and it will bring you to this. Now, it will be usually just be cache, which should be empty, and files. This has your mod staging, so your mods, which for some reason shows nothing for me, and your save. This won't matter. unless you have an important save, but I will be showing how to download your save file at the end of this, so doesn't matter. Now, you can just close this, doesn't matter. Click OK. Now, this is a crucial part of this step. Do not skip this or you will need to repatch it. Back inside your headset, you will see Restore app. This is just because it can detect that your Bonelab isn't how would you say, factory in a car sense. Just hit close. That doesn't matter. Now, you're going to want to open Bonelab. This is important. You will see Restore app with a bunch of no, doesn't matter. Be careful to click Open app and not Restore. If you click Restore, you will have to redo the patching process. Now, you need to keep your headset on for this step. Wait for it to load into the game and to get to pre-warming shaders. Make sure you see pre-warming shaders, or you might have to completely repatch your game, which, although it doesn't take long, depending on how good your computer is, may take longer or less time to patch. And on top of that, it's just annoying to have to completely re-go back into the thing to do it again. I see shader pre-warming. Now you can close your game. Now we're going to go back into the computer now that we got that to work. Alright, and now the app that I've been having in my taskbar but haven't showed except at the start. You'll now want to go to Manage Files on the headset. Scroll down until you see Melon Loader. Click on that. You'll see com.stresslevel0.bonelab. Go ahead and open that. You'll see Melon Loader, mods, plugins, user data, user libs, which is libraries. Now go into your files on your computer again. Downloads. You can delete the zip. You're now going to want to extract Fusion, Thunderstorm Mod Assistant, and Bonelab. You need Bonelab or Fusion will not work. Now that you have these three files, you can safely delete the zips, however this is not required. Now, in Bonelab, you will see mods. Open mods, drag both of these files into your, well, mods folder. Now you will see the DLL and XML. That means it worked. Now go into Thunderstorm Mod Assistant. Mods. Drag that in. Now, you'll notice this has a plugins folder. This is important. Go back, open plugins, and drag the plugins DLL into the plugins folder. Now you've got that. Go back to downloads, Fusion. This is what our tutorial is for. Drag it in. There you go. Lab Fusion, which is Bonelab Fusion, Thunderstorm Mod Assistant, Bonelab, Bonelab. Plugins, Thunderstorm Mod Assistant, plugin DLL. That's what you need. Now, let's go back in the headset and verify that it worked. Alright, now that you're back in your headset, go ahead, open up Bonelab. Open app. Then, obviously, wait for it to load. Now, because you modded your game, it's going to take a little bit longer to load. And from personal experience, the more code mods you have, code mods is the term for mods from Thunderstorm Mod Assistant, it might take longer or shorter to load. Now you're back to shader pre-warming. Now, based on the fact it hasn't crashed from just opening, this should work. Now, I notice I was at the wrong thing when I opened mine and only went to the one before, not pre-warming shader cache. Personal experience, it still works, but still try and get it to pre-warming shader cache because that will be the best chances of it working. Now, you notice my frame rate is a little buggy. That's because it's doing a lot of processing to get the shaders and everything working, because from it launching on the Quest 2, this app uses baked-in lighting and not active lighting, or whatever the term is, even though the Quest 3 and 3S can handle that. That's okay. Alright, now you see it's working, frame rate's better, and you're good. This is a very good sign. This Fusion's working, auto updater doesn't exist anymore. Go ahead and let this load. This is perfectly fine. Anyways, now, to completely verify that your mods worked, go into Preference, you'll see Fusion, which this is something I'll bring up later. And then Bone menu. As of now, there should be Bonelab, which has a few stuff, fun stuff, spawn things, item spawning, gives you items, and ammo settings, gives you ammo. Note with item spawning, no one else can see this. Now, with Thunderstorm Mod Assistant, you can download different mods and things. However, this is not how normally you would, however, with this tutorial, we downloaded the file and went in there directly. That's fine. Either way works. Now with this, you know, 100% certainty that it works. Now, with this, I've forgotten, I will cut that part out. Now with this, go ahead and enable developer mode. You want this. It will help you with different things in the future. Mod.io login. Now it will fetch a code. Now, in your headset, go to your browser. Go to Mod.io. Now, add on to this. Connect. Now you see the code. Go back into Bonelab and find the code. With mine, N97. Or I'll cut that out because I don't know if that's dangerous. Put in your code. Make sure you're logged in, and now you'll see that it worked. Now, going back into Bonelab, you'll see login complete. Do not download all. So we'll just slow things. Do that later. Preference, Fusion. Now it's going to download the content mod from Mod.io. And now it works. Now my menu is a little buggy. Now you'll see this. This is where you go back to your computer. Alright, so apparently it didn't record the tutorial on how to get the Fusion Helper. But basically, just go into the comments or the description. Comments if you're on TikTok, description if you're on YouTube. And download the zip file, extract it. Once you have extracted the zip file, you're going to go into the files. There's not going to be much in the Fusion Helper folder. Open the exe with a image, not the Unity crash handler, whatever it's called. You then need to have Steam open in the background and the Fusion Helper open. Then when you go to the Fusion tab in Bonelab and click login, it will log you in, and yeah, it will work. Alright, and I'm going to show you how to replace your save files so you don't have to redo the game or go through the game if you just don't want to do that in Immediate Fusion. Now, this is totally not a cut and recording because I forgot to do this and only the Fusion helper. You didn't see that. Anyways, in your browser, I will have the link. What the hell does this have to do with anything? Anyways, the one I like to use is this one because it shows all the stuff being completed, and also because, you know, this is just the one I download. Now you're going to scroll down to download files manually. Click download file. You're going to get the save. Once again, the one is because I've done this before. Now, big routine, this is going to happen anytime you download a zip. Get the save, extract, extract. Wait for it to extract. Now you have the file. This is a tutorial for Quest 1. You'll see that if you're on a Quest 1, use that. Use my tutorial. Don't use that, actually. Anyways. Now you're going to go to Android. Data. Now you're going to see all these. This is going to be for any app on your stuff. Some of these are still Oculus because they didn't change the files to Meta. Whatever. Even Oculus Metagame. Anyways, I'm just going to cut this shit out. I need to quit talking. Anyways, you're going to want to scroll down until you see com.stresslevel0.bonelab. Open it. Go to Files. Then Saves. Now, you may have nothing or you may have something. If your saves file isn't there, real quickly just go in, start a game, start a campaign game, then just immediately close the game. Now, delete all these items. Delete all these files, they're save files, they're getting replaced. Now, this, go ahead and drag that in. And now, congratulations, you have a completed save file. All your spawns and everything. However, you may have mods that add things to the captchas. What is it called? Now, you may have mods that add things, that add gotchas that you have to unlock. What the fuck? Oh my god. Gotchas. Whatever. Now, you may have mods that add gotchas that you have to unlock, which is likely just more versions of avatar packs or NPCs. That's fine. You just use Bonelab to give yourself ammo and go ahead and get those. That's besides the point. Now, once you go in your game, you should have everything you need.